been involved in IT for over 30 years, and every time we have IT as a technology and we build a system, well, the real value comes from the use cases that we actually make with this technology at the end of the day. So the value that we create. Blockchain, when it started, it was about enabling digital currencies. Then it evolved into things like supply chain, which was primarily by things like smart contracts and so on. And today we're evolving into the area of what I would call tokenization, which is really, we can call this the internet of value, or creating a shared value of this internet value. What is your thoughts on, for example, tokenization, real assets like, for example, real estate or others, and the value that the blockchain does to tokenizing these assets?
Great. I want to answer two questions that are sort of, I want to answer the question you asked, but I also want to speak to the importance of use cases, because in my opinion, so much of the reason that we haven't seen as much progress in the space is because we focused too much on trying to get the perfect protocol and not nearly enough on getting the right use cases. And so I just can't overemphasize how creating value in a very well-tailored use case for a very specific application so dominates compared to getting the protocol a little bit faster or a little bit whatever. Okay. Now, specifically to the tokenization of real estate and other physical assets or assets that are not on chain, yes, I think it has a terrific future. It fundamentally comes down to, and I probably use the word fundamentally too much, but you have to understand, my training was as a physicist, and it's all about kind of throwing out all the noise and finding out what's really going on at the most fundamental level. And when you turn to business situation, it means, what are the fundamental economic drivers of value creation? And fundamentally, what laissez-faire doctrine is telling us is that capital will be far more efficiently allocated if individuals make decisions that are well informed about the options available to them. And so anything that we can do to reduce the friction in the system that allows us to allocate resources, like what happens due to tokenization of something like real assets like real estate or something, can increase the ability of the market to function efficiently. We talk about siloed data, but there's also siloed physical assets that are not getting allocated to their best use because they aren't liquid. And making non-liquid assets more liquid is a net win for all of us.